Good afternoon. I'm here with a former St. Louis Cardinal player. No, not really. Might as well be. We want to think about diversion with you and the idea of diversion. Important term in criminal justice. The idea that you can't criminalize every activity is a research area of mine. There's so many situations that as a juvenile officer, you talk with parents about that you try to get them to work out the situation with themselves, with the pastor, with the neighborhood, with their child, with the family therapist, somebody other than bringing them into court, getting them deeper into the system. And I think that in this class can fit in any mode, in probation and parole, in prisons, in the cop on the street, anything. But we have got a story for you today. I asked my partner in crime here, since he's a retired school teacher at a really special school, I'll have him describe, but to come up with a story about when he diverted a situation that could have run into juvenile court or even adult court, because you had some kids there that were over 17, right?
Sure.
So some of them could have been charged as an adult
Yeah.
and had full records for things they did. So ask them to dredge up a story, and I think we've got a pretty good story for you. So why don't you tell first where you worked, what it was?
I worked at the Alternative Education Center in Cape Girardeau, Missouri as a social studies teacher, and of course it was for at-risk youth.
Okay, and so go ahead and set the scene of our story today.
Well, the scene was, this was about 15 years ago. It was the last day of school. We were having our play day. We had activities lined up for the student body. We had the potluck lined up on the tables. We had a few dignitaries from town that we'd invited, for good PR and all that, to see what we do. And everyone was pretty fired up. We were having a great time. Everything was going smooth. We had softball going on. We had kickball going on. We had volleyball going on. And everyone was looking forward to this great lunch before we released the students for the summer. And I'm umpiring the softball game. One of the teachers approaches me and says that her cell phone is missing out of her classroom. And so we go from, or personally, I go from the elation of, well, it's the last day of the school year, this is going really smooth, everyone is having a great time, to suddenly, a cell phone has been stolen. Worst case scenario. But she had looked for it, and she kind of hung her head and said she had left it in a visible area in the classroom, which I don't think was something she practiced all the time, but this time she did, and it caught up with her. So the rest of the teachers and myself, we put our heads together and we formulated a plan. We called the student body together, blew a whistle, made a circle, and we said that poor Mrs., I'll leave her name out, poor Miss So-and-so has lost her cell phone. And as you all know, 3 traumatic things you can do: lose keys, lose your billfold, lose your purse, or lose your wallet. It really is a big hassle. Now, we're about to be released, I told the students, in about an hour or so, but do you think we could all band together and go look for Miss So-and-so's cell phone? Because she probably set it somewhere. I just can't believe any of you would have touched her property or anyone else's property. So I'm going to offer a handsome reward for whoever turns it in. Now, to back up a little bit, the student, it was stolen, and the student that stole it was observed by another student stealing it. So we had a witness against a so-and-so kid. And we had kind of visually checked him out to see if there were any bulges in his pockets. It was a warm day, so no one had coats on. So we figured, well, he's probably stashed it somewhere, and he's going to try to take it with him when he leaves school. So I said, let's all go into school, and most of the teachers will stay out here. We're going to look around the playground. I want you all to go into school, give it a good looking over, and see if you can find Miss So-and-so's cell phone that we can all go home happy, because she's really, all her phone numbers are lost, her personal information. We've got to find that phone. So a handsome reward will be given to whoever can find it. So they all scatter. Oh, I guess 15 or 20 minutes pass by, and lo and behold, the little boy that was observed stealing the cell phone, he walks up to me and he goes, Mr. Barnhouse, I found the phone. And I was like, well, where'd you find it at? And there was some hesitation, and he said, well, it was in the hallway pretty close to a fire extinguisher. I guess she dropped it. I said, well, that's great. I'll just say Billy, which really wasn't his name. I said, well, she's going to be very happy to get this. So I said, where is it? He digs in his pocket, he digs it out, and I look at it, and I said, yeah, that's her cell phone. Well, thank you very much. He looked at me, and he kind of shuffled his feet a little bit, and he got a look of concern on his face, and he said, well, what's my handsome reward? I said, well, Billy, the handsome reward is, it was a job well done. How fantastic is that? She's going to be so proud of you, and I'm proud of you for finding it and bringing it back. And he started, his face kind of twisted up, and he's digging at his feet, and he goes, so you're not talking about any money? I said, no, here's what I'm going to talk about. I said, we knew you had the cell phone. Gotcha. Now, there's several ways we can approach this. I can call Mr. Rhodes at Juvenile, and they can come pick you up for theft, because the little girl will write a statement against you. Or you can go home and confess this to your parents. You're going to confess it to the teacher you stole the phone from, and then there's going to be a list of disciplinary actions that we'll let you know about, and you'll have to serve those. Yeah, school's about to end, but we have summer school coming up. We're going to see you in summer school, and you're going to be yanked of many privileges that are yet to be decided. So, did you take the phone, Billy? Yeah, I did. I'm so sorry. I said, well, do you agree to any disciplinary actions that we come up with in summer school? Yes, I will. Will you tell your parents? Yes, I will. Will we hear any complaints from your parents that we've unjustly accused you of this? No, because I did it, and plus you've got someone that saw me did it. You've got that right. So, okay. We need to hear from your parents when you get home that you've confessed, and they agree to all the disciplinary actions, and we will keep this out of the juvenile court. Well, what do you say about that? Oh, thanks, Mr. Barnhouse. I'm so sorry. I don't know. I've just always wanted one of those cell phones, and and there it was. It was on her desk, and I took it. And I said, okay, you're released. And
good diversion story.
Well, he followed all instructions. In summer school. It was just a couple of weeks, and he needed to be in summer school anyway.
Well, yeah.
So it's just 2 more weeks of improving his grades and just paying for his crime. But
okay, so all worked out in probably less than an hour.
Yeah, about an hour.
About an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Maybe even a little less. Yeah.
Let's talk about if it was referred to us.
Yeah.
The police would have been called. They would have taken statements. They would have taken the boy in custody. At the time, we had a detention center, so he would have been detained.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't talk to him about it until his parents were there and my on-call deputy. They would have read him his Miranda warning. More than likely, most kids don't want to be questioned, and their parents know there's like an army against you. Mm-hmm. So they'd say, we want an attorney for this. So the county would have had to hire an attorney, because more than likely this wasn't a kid with any means, right? No money.
No, that was most of our population, as you well know.
Right.
And we had a big mix of different social classes.
We had to hire him an attorney.
Yeah.
It would have been set for court in about 90 days. And in the meantime, his attorney would talk to him about the girl's statement against him. More than likely, they would agree to go ahead and admit to the allegations. We'd put the kid on probation. He'd have a probation contract. Hopefully the phone would be found, but maybe not, so he'd be working off the amount. It would have taken months to schedule him, to work him out. So we're talking anywhere from 6 to 8 months down the line for there to be a full packaged deal. So 6 to 8 months as opposed to an hour. So it's just sometimes diversion is the way to go. You know, and people like Mr. Barnhouse here pulled that off over and over and over in the school districts. My son-in-law is a middle school teacher right now. He pulls that off probably every day. He's really good at diverting those middle school kids just from doing stupid stuff, pulling them away from being referred to the juvenile court or being involved, because they will get involved soon enough if they're headed that way. But on certain ones, if you can divert them, it has the same impact, maybe more, because it's an immediate impact. So, good story.
Thank you.
I think we covered it.
All right, very good.
We'll talk more about this. I'll either write something up or we'll discuss it in class. We'll see how it works.
Okay.
Thank you,
Sounds
sir.
good.
All
Good
right.
luck, y'all.